Hello. Welcome everybody to today's stream. Oh god. I think about everything, but then I forget to turn down the volume of the stream music. And my ears fall off every time. But hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. I think I need to make it a bit louder for myself. Okay. Welcome to today's episode of drawing. Suffering through a VTuber model. Yay! We're gonna see what we'll end up with for drawing. How far we will come. But overall, I have understood the mistake I have made. So I know the reason why the layer thing didn't work out properly, which means we can fix that thing. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna wanna finish the line arts today. I don't know if we'll get that far, but we'll see. But yeah, I have plans for line art finishing, and other than that, we'll see how far we will come. I mean, I could do it bit by bit, which might make a bit more sense, actually. Yeah. I deleted the previous thing that we did. Hi there, Buddy Lee. Hi. Hey ho. I'm brain dead. I deleted the previous splittings that we made, and we're gonna split this new because it's actually split into 3 parts if you have a full body model, from what I've seen. Because merely waifu, I don't know how you say her name. I'm sorry. But you she splits it into the head, the body, and then the legs, kind of. And we're gonna do a similar thing, just with a half body then. So let's see. Let's see how well this will work out all in the end. Yeah. I don't think I have anything more to say, so let me just real quick connect my iPad to my screen so that I can share it with you, and then we can start, I think. Okay, so here we are. So we all remember this. This is where we left off on Thursday. The story left off on Thursday with the sketch. Now, what we're gonna do is we duplicate this at least 2 times. We're gonna do it 2 times for now, and split it into 3 parts. Well, duplicate it 3 times actually for 3 parts. And then we're gonna split this into 3 parts, and the way I'm gonna split this is probably around here and around here. You can't really see it, but first splitting, let's just do it because it's gonna make it easier, you know. First splitting until the head, kind of. I'm gonna take this in, okay, 46 layers. Oh, we can see the layers, okay. That's very cool. We need a ton of layers for the face, so maybe I'll split the face in half, just to be sure. Because this is 133 layers, right? This is a ton. Yeah, let's go until here so I have overlaps. I mean, we can always make more parts than just 3, you know, for more layers. And then we're gonna go for the second one. And the second one we're gonna start crops up here for the overlap part, so that we can properly arrange this in the end, so that we have a good arrangement. And then until like here I was thinking, but that's just 50 layers, 70, so maybe just until here, like bust size kind of. If I go down here and just make this a bit more smaller, it's still just 72 layers. So we're gonna go for bust as another layer, and we're gonna make a ton of small things, I guess. I'm definitely gonna need more of these, then I'm gonna make 2 more just to be sure. Then we're gonna do from bust to sleeve down, well, to corset I guess, or to boob size. Yeah, boob size looks good. So we have the boobs, kind of. I know the reference is huge if we crop this, but you'll have to bear with me from that one. Then we start a bit over the boobs, and can we make it to the finish line with this one? I don't think so. So to be sure, let's go until the corset end, kind of, sort of, because that's a lot of layers. And then the last one is just gonna be a very slim strip of the corset, of the stuff beyond the corset, with a ton of layers available. Viewer discretion advised. I have no clue if this is gonna work out or not. I hope it will. This is a trial and error sort of thing. So I'm hoping this will work, but I don't know for sure. Which means we'll see if this will actually work out or not in the end. But yeah, I'm just gonna start with this part, to be honest, because this is a small part, which means quick and easy. And yeah, we're gonna be done rather quickly, hopefully. Okay, we're gonna merge all of these together, and then we're gonna turn the opacity. Well, we're gonna duplicate this, and then I turn the opacity down of this one, and I turn this one off, and now I can draw the line art. Do I have the right brush? I have the right brush. And then I need my Apple Pencil. That is currently gone. Well, it's not gone, it was on an away mission, I guess. It was charging, actually. I'm gonna turn the opacity up a bit again, and then I'm gonna turn on the drawing guide for this layer. Now! Now comes the fun part. Actually, not so fun part. Where we have to split the layers. So, first and foremost, we have both arms, left and right. Which means we just start drawing the arms for starters. And then we're gonna have to use this fancy trick that we have and do the cut and paste thing, but first we have to select one arm, and we're gonna do the cut and paste part. So now we have the left arm because it's the VTuber's left. So we have arm L. Here we have arm R. And because I need more layers for sure, this is gonna be the group arm R. And this will be the group arm L. Alrighty. So we have the arm line arts. Yippies! Because the arms move separately, maybe. They might move separately, we don't know that. Therefore, yes. Therefore we have the left and right part. Now, underneath the arms is the skirt. So I'm gonna start with this one, and this one is gonna go this way, kind of. So we're just gonna draw this skirt, and we're gonna make a group, oops, and call it checkered skirt, checkered skirt, and then R because it's the right side again. And we have these, and we might want to have the ruffles on a different layer because the ruffles will move separately to the skirt usually. So ruffles a different layer than the checkered skirt itself. Yeah. It's very complicated. Very, very complicated. So, ruffles. I could make them smaller. I don't know if that would make them prettier. So, I'm gonna leave it like that, I'd say. Because this makes it prettier. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I think I'm gonna make them downwards more because this looks realistic, more realistic, I don't know. My feeling tells me that this is the correct way to go about it. Well, now it's gonna be a mix, I think. I think a mix is fitting now. I honest to God don't know how to draw ruffles. I'm just doing what feels right, so don't come to me for advice. I draw a lot with just, oh, this feels correct. Oh yeah, this feels fitting. I don't think I would be a good advice giver. But I'm doing this for funsies and for sort of learning purposes, so I can learn how to draw models better than right now. I don't know. Trying to be better so that maybe one day I can offer model art, VTuber model art. I mean, it sort of worked for sure here. You can see it. I can do it, sort of, kind of, but still. I'm gonna put in as reference image. Oh. I don't have the image saved, okay. I'm gonna save the full image real quick and put that in as reference so that I can see an entire picture of what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's gonna help, possibly. I've also named this entire thing now, so oh god, no, it's doing its thing again. Oh well. Yeah, I've named this thing Alien Wonderland, so it has a name now. It has a name. We have the ruffles, so skirt and ruffles. Ruffles are skirt. Oops. Skirt R. And I think nothing else belongs to the checkered skirt here. Because the clock is its own thing, the grandpa clock. So is the corset part. And we have the blue skirt that's underneath. And then the keys and the other checkered skirt. So let's do the other checkered skirt first. The checkered skirt L. Then once we have those, we're gonna go do the blue one and then the stuff that's on top of the checkered skirts. Yes, I think that's a good plan. Oh gods. Okay, this goes kind of here. And then here. And we have these lines. And then this is the skirt L. And now we need the ruffles. God damn. Sometimes my ruffles are just not ruffling, I don't know. Okay, if I fix this wobbly thing up. This looks good. This looks okay. This is work. We can work with this. I'm gonna do top ones here again first, just the top thingies. Then switch to both or bottom ones when I feel like it fits more. I think drawing is a lot of feeling stuff. If you don't have a feeling for what looks correct, then you're fucked. At least that is the case for me. Ah. I might have made a too complicated design for learning. I don't know. Maybe. But I'm not sure. Okay, this is the ruffles color now. And underneath all of this, here comes the blue skirt. Because the blue skirt is underneath all of this, so we're gonna make it this big. Okay, wait. What is this drawing? This is we're gonna make it this big. Sort of. And then it's just gonna be blue. Nothing else there. Just blue skirt. And now, on top of the checkered skirt, we are getting the corset. So let's start with the corset, because that's the next thing. Corset. And we can do this with drawing assist because the sides won't move like on their own separately. They're gonna move as one piece. So I'm gonna draw this with drawing assist and have it look nice and fancy and assisted. So okay, this is the line that I've pulled here. And I think that's all that you can see from this angle, so it's fine. There goes the corset. Corset is done, lads. Which means next up is the grandpa clock. I hate it when autocorrect does this. Okay. Grandpa clock. So we need the chain first and foremost, so we're gonna have the chain. And I'm gonna wanna have the chain to look kind of more 3D-ish this time around, because I have more layers available. Okay, maybe I don't. This is too complicated. I think I'm gonna go with just a classy design of chains, like just this. Thin chains. Very thin chains. Like these chain things that you have on a necklace. This is gonna be a thick one though. This wonderful ellipse egg thing that I'm gonna need to have here. Yeah. And then we're gonna have this thing. wait, the chain was supposed to be its own thing. Whoops. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We can fix this. We can do it this way. Copy and paste this, and then we turn off this. And we get rid of this. Oops. This middle part. And we have the chain. And we turn this off and this on, and we just erase the chain from here. Alrighty. Now I think the rest of the clock is just gonna go into one thing, pretty much. I kind of want the clock things to move, but it's stupid because you can't see it here. Like the clock, the hands of the clock, I want them to move, but that would be stupid because I can't like see the clock most of the time. So it would make more sense if I had a clock like hanging from the hat or in the hat, or a clock that you can see the entire time. If that was just clicking around, that would be cool. I might do that. But if I do, then I'm gonna have to have the clock somewhere else. I'm gonna have to add in a clock somewhere more here in the top area. I do have a lot of space there, so maybe I'll give myself a clock on my lines somewhere, I don't know. Oops. Alrighty, let's go for the circle. This looks actually pretty okay. Just this part needs to be fixed, kind of. Just inside of this part we need the other circle. Circle. And then we're gonna draw a clock inside of this because I don't think this is an actual clock the way you draw an actual clock. I'm pretty sure I fucked up somewhere with the lines. But there's a circle in the middle, that's for sure. And then you have the handles, but I need a picture of an actual clock. Do I have one in my images, my reference images that we've made? Yes, here we are. It's a spiraling clock. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't think it really is. So let's see the other one. There's an actual clock, but I can't read this properly. I need a clock reference, so I'm just gonna turn off this for you guys for a second and look for an actual clock. This just might take a couple seconds until it's loaded and stuff, because it's currently not loading, which I don't like. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's actually not a grandpa clock. I just googled grandpa clock. It's not a grandpa clock. I kept calling it grandpa clock. Let me... hold on. I'm gonna need to find the actual name now. It's a pocket watch, obviously. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. I'm a big dum-dum. Okay, but it's fine, because we can always look for a pocket watch too. Just gonna take the first one that pops up and insert this here. And this one. Oh, it disconnected. I think because my Wi-Fi quickly was like, oh, bye-bye. It should be back. Oh, we are back. We are so back. So, there we go. I have a clock, so I can kind of, sort of, draw out the way it's supposed to look, I guess. So we're gonna have line 1 and a just gonna copy and paste this, to be honest. Ha ha ha. I think this is quarter mark. And then I need to duplicate this again. Flip it. And bam. And one more time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm hoping this is fine. But yeah, it seems good enough for now. Now these are the big ones. These are like full, quarter, half, and 3/4. But in between those are like 2 bigger ones still. And in between those are 4 lines. And to get these 4 lines to like match up perfectly, I'm not gonna be able to do that, so we're just gonna pretend those 4 lines don't exist. Because I don't want them to exist. Which might be borderline offensive. I don't know. It's the bullying of the tiny... Oh god. I'm frozen. Okay, I'm not frozen anymore. Bullying of the tiny lines, but I don't care. Looks weird. I'm just gonna move them all together for a second. Turn off the sketch. Okay, it doesn't look as weird. It still looks kind of weird. But that's maybe JV. Okay, I think this is better. I'm gonna get this one a bit down still. Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. So, let's see. We now need the handles, because I'm not gonna be able to have 4 identical lines in there with the same distance. I mean, the 2 smaller ones are not fine as well. Let's go for the hands. Oh god. I'm gonna put it in between here so it doesn't look as weird. There we go, now we need the smaller one. Small tiny handles, block handles. And then we need the seconds, which I'm just gonna make one tiny without a dart thing. There we go, we have a clock. Let's go! Hey ho, Verso! Welcome. How are you today? How is everyone today? Currently. Right now. Sorry. I'm kind of dying. I don't know. I'm gonna drink something real quick. Oh, hold on. Hey ho, the brave one. Welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome. I'm glad you're well, Warso. I'm good too. I'm good. It's just a bit hot, but yeah. I'm glad you're good as well, brave one. Like I said, it's a bit hot, but other than that, I'm good as well. I'm just chilling in my room because my room is not as hot as it is outside. Let's continue with the keys. Because keys are the next and last thing actually before we get to coloring! Yay! So, let's say key L first. Her left, so that means the one towards her arm. Wow, one key. Aw, that's so cool. I've started with a paper and pencil kind of person, being a paper pencil kind of person. Now I've done some digital art on my phone at some point and on my laptop with like a Huion drawing tablet that I got from my mom. But now I have gone more fancy, therefore I've bought myself an iPad to draw because the iPad that I have at my studying place had Procreate thanks to me studying sort of something related to drawing. It's like, it's not graphics design, but it's not fully product design either, it's sort of a mix. But you need drawing, so they gave us free Procreate, and oh god, I love free Procreate. So I got myself an iPad, and now I'm drawing on an iPad, mostly. I still do paper sometimes. Pen and paper, pencil paper, whatever floats my boat that second. Okay, I think we have everything now. That means we're starting at the bottom and getting to the art. Which means we're gonna turn on this layer for the color, and then we're gonna turn it off, and then we can fill it in. I've actually, I've drawn on a mirror on Saturday, because I was on a birthday, and the person that was like holding the birthday was like, okay, we're gonna do something fancy because I wanna color mirrors, and so we did just that, we colored mirrors. I drew kind of a cherry blossom theme. It's kind of wonky because I had to go earlier, but still. It turned out kind of pretty. Streaming schedule? Oh well, I guess the only really schedule that I have is streams on Mondays. That's the only thing that's usually a set thing, kind of set in stone. But because right now is like summer break for me, I have a lot more time, which means I will probably stream more than just Mondays. But I don't know. It's a very wild thing. I don't really know. For times, I usually stream usually afternoon to evening times in Berlin time. Or like Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Main Time. Mean? I think it's Greenwich Main. I don't know. I'm just gonna shut my trap before I say anything stupid. Too stupid. But yeah. Usually it's just Mondays. At least that is what the current schedule is I'm set on Mondays. But it's gonna change once summer break is over because it depends on my study schedule. Actually not. I mean, I guess, okay, some people might call me a new VTuber, but I'd say I'm not a new VTuber anymore because I started 2 years ago. Last week on Thursday we celebrated, that's when we started this entire ordeal. We celebrated Ellie Boo's 2-year anniversary. Because I turned 2 years. Oh well, my account turned 2 years, I guess. Yeah, I've been here for 2 years now. Streaming and having fun and all that fancy dancy stuff. With a couple of unannounced breaks because I don't know. I just stopped streaming, but it was fine. It was fine. We've done great things. And we're gonna do even more great things. Ah, thank you so much. Of course I'm responding. I'm here to talk to people and to make people happy. That is my mission. Thank you for chatting with me. And I wish you the best for your art studies and journeys as well. May you be blessed with being able to draw the other eye and hands without any struggles. I don't. VTubers, I don't know how well versed you are in VTubers. I mean, you know what a VTuber is, I'm assuming, because you've used the term. But other than that, VTubers are usually more active on Twitter, which is the social media I have. I have a Twitter and I have a TikTok, but I'm not really active on that TikTok. I want to change that. I want to make YouTube shorts and TikToks, but I'm gonna have to to record all these and edit them and stuff. So it's a lot more work again. But I'm gonna start doing that as well. I don't even know what else do I have. You can look through the stream description. I think at the very bottom I have all my socials linked, or pretty much all my socials. So you can check that out if you're interested. Maybe I should make an Instagram though, just for posting the art I do. I do. I allow people to message me. I mean, I think I have to like accept the messages, because otherwise, if people, like, if I don't follow the person, I have to accept the message, because otherwise I'd get really weird bots and stuff all the time. But I'm open for conversation, and I even check this like other thing, like these other people you might know message request things. I check those on a daily basis just to be sure that I'm not missing anybody that is, I don't know, that maybe has a question or anything but just wants to talk. So yeah, I am open to chatting with people on my Twitter. Yeah, maybe I will do that after stream. Set up an Instagram account for the Ellie Boo art. For more reach and stuff. Because reach is important. It is hard to grow if you don't advertise yourself. And if you do that in the most, I don't know, the more platforms you're on, the more reach you will get. I mean, your name is the brave one, so you were brave enough to text random people, I guess. I guess randoms, I don't know. But I'll look out for that. I'm gonna keep an eye out. Maybe even more than I usually do. Who knows? Okay, there we go with rough colors. Now we need to make the checkers again. which means we're going here. It's so big, but I think that's the size we use, yeah. Maybe we might give it a tiny bit smaller. Bit more. Yeah. Okay, let's do checkers. Let's do them in black first. Well, not completely black, but I'm gonna make them a bit bigger so I can get this round effect some kind of... Oh god, that is an interesting question. So, I've traveled to England, I've traveled to Wales, I have traveled to Scotland, so like, I guess almost all of Great Britain. I've been to France before, I've been to Spain just about, I think 3 weeks, a couple weeks ago I've been to Spain. I've been in Italy before, I've been in... I think it was Austria, yeah, I've been in Austria. I've been in Croatia. And in the Czech Republic? Gosh, my English is now failing me. But that was a long time ago that I was in the Czech Republic. That was like a long time ago. I was there like in the baby carriage. Like I was strapped to my dad's chest. Well, I wanted to go to Japan with my family a couple of years ago, but then COVID happened and our flight got cancelled. And I'm in a ton of stress because of my school now, because of the school stuff now, which means traveling to Japan will probably not happen anytime soon. Other than that, I haven't really thought about going to anywhere else in Asia, actually. Like, not really. I mean, a lot of countries that I tend to see these travel TikToks and stuff, where they show the beauty of these countries, and I'm like, oh my god, those look so pretty, but I don't know if I'll ever go there, actually. Okay, now how do I get this to have the effect that I want it to have? I wanted to get like the effect of it being rounded around. No, this is okay. This kind of is. I'm fine with this. This is okay. So, my bucket list, I guess you could say, is Japan still. Because I'd really like to go to Japan. It's so pretty. And there's so many Miku figures that I could buy. And so much stuff related to Miku. I'll be able to make it through my studies somehow. I'll pull through, hopefully. I'm gonna pray, but I should be able to, I think. But it's sad that the studies got in the way, like at first COVID and now the studies are getting in the way of like seeing Japan, because Japan is so pretty. And we had actually like everything. Cut it out. Oh, that's a good question. I personally have first come in contact with the beauty of VTubers, I think 2021-ish? Yeah, it was towards the end of 2021. Around the time where the very huge group Luxium made their debut. That was around the time when I first saw VTubers. and was like interested in them. I saw some clips of Gargura before, but the first time I was actually like interested in VTubers was 2020-ish, 2021 towards Christmas, or after Christmas. And well, I saw them and I thought they were cool and I watched them a lot. And at one point I was like, what if I become one? Because content creators bring me a lot of joy and they help me like get a break from my stressful life and bring me some laughters in my darker or more stressful times, you know? And I wanted to be that for people, but I'm not very confident in my face and I don't really have any equipment for like a good quality camera. Like I have my laptop webcam and that's about it. And I also have a very messy room most of the time, which means I was not a fan of using my camera or my real face. I mean, it's out in the internet obviously because I'm also a cosplayer. Not active anymore though. Well, not as active as I was before. But that's another story. And the VTubing thing was really cool, so I watched a ton of videos on how to become a VTuber and what to be and how to be one, and I actually started out with a V-Ride model. So I had one of these 3D models first, and then I changed, well, I didn't change, but I upgraded to this one about half a year ago. And I'm really proud because I drew this myself and it was really exhausting to draw this, but I'm still really proud because it looks really good and yeah. So I'm a VTuber to make people happy and help people have like an escape from reality, a break from their stressful IRL lives, to just come and hang out and have fun, kind of. That's why I'm here. Here to bring joy. And also share my my very fun times. Oops. I'm sorry, that was my skateboard. Also share the very fun times of creation. Because I'm a very creative person. A very creative person that enjoys to draw and enjoys to write stories and enjoys to make her OCs suffer. So that's another reason. First VTuber I actually watched was Vox Akuma, because in the time that I found the group, I found them because I was looking for someone that played FNAF Security Breach, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, because the game was kind of newly out at that time, just released sort of, and I wanted to make a Moondrop cosplay, and I was working on the mask for my Moondrop, basically pulling an all-nighter for it because I wanted to finish it before I go to sleep. And yeah, I was looking for a person that was doing a playthrough, and I found Vox Akuma and I was like, okay, let's do this, let's watch him. Because you always have to find someone that kind of matches your vibe of what you watch, and he was funny enough. So I was all in, and yeah. I don't actively skate. I have a skateboard, yes, but it's mostly in my room under my desk, and it's used as a support for my legs. So I usually just stand on it and with my feet while I sit on my chair and just roll around a bit so that my feet don't just hang around in the air because the chair is so high up. So I don't actively skate anymore. I did it some time ago. In the COVID times I did it more because I had nothing else to do. But yeah, I'm not doing it as much anymore. I'm looking forward to it. Very interested in seeing what you come up with. Okay, lads, we need to make the ruffles a different color. We can't have the skirt be white and black and the ruffles be white. I think we need a different color for this. I can't do it. Oh god. If we take a light blue, what would that look like? Like, very light blue. It's also kind of an Alice in Wonderland themed color. No, it doesn't really match. Very light yellow. No. Light orange is basically a skin color, so we're not gonna do that either. Maybe this yellow. I don't know if this looks good in combination with the rest. But I'm just gonna leave it here for now. I'm gonna leave it in this yellow color because it looks good this far. So let's keep it this way for starters, and then maybe change it up later on. Oops. We don't need the keys yet. Because the thing is, the clock will be golden later, so I don't know. Oh, I could make the clock silver. But gold is also darker than this yellow. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, this is gonna be a wild ride still. We still got a lot to do, lads. Hi there, kids. Welcome, welcome. Hey ho. Welcome to the stream. Am I tripping? Why am I drawing over the ruffle? Huh? What? Wait. Oh no! I fucked up the layers! Because it's the VTuber's right, but I was thinking my right. Oh fuck! Hi there, Charlotte! Welcome, welcome! Good afternoon! Aw, that's so sweet! I'm I can't talk anymore. I'm hoping I'm gonna be a nice company. And I'm feeling good. Bit stupid because I fucked up with the layers just now, but it's fine. I'm gonna be fine. We can just take the colored layers and move them like over. I'm gonna duplicate this one just so I have the bottom layer stuff. You can just move it in there and then it's on the right side. If I turn this off now, it's on the right side. So we're fine. It's fine. I can fix this. Good. Now this needs to be cleared. And now we have it all on the right side. It's fine. We can fix it. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm trying my best to learn. It's hard. But we got it. We're fine. Mistakes happen. People happen. That sounded kind of bad. But mistakes happen. That's how we learn. We learn from mistakes, and without mistakes we're not gonna properly learn. We need to make mistakes to learn. Thank you for believing in me. One day my dream of becoming a model mama will come true. One day. I mean, I guess it's kind of already come true. Would you count it as having come true? Oh god, now it's gonna get complicated. Would you say, hypothetically, my dream of becoming a VTuber model mama has come true if I'm my own VTuber model mama? Because I drew my model. So hypothetically? Oh, I'm so excited to see your model once it's like rigged. This is exciting now. I always see your covers and they're so sweet and so cute. I love them. Your voice is so pretty. I would be very honored if I were to be like the person for your seasonal models. Like, oh my god. I would be very much honored. Also, hello and hey ho, Laura. Welcome. Exactly. We embrace the mistakes and we make something beautiful of them. There's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Like Bob Ross used to say. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, model mama is... You can say you're your own model mama, but like actually being a model mama considered in the entire VTubing sphere is once you have drawn a model that's not your own. So... I have a thing for making people blush, I guess. I'm a very kind person, I think. I don't know. I'm a person that likes to be very kind. Oh my god. Wait, Halloween, Valentine's Day, May 16. Now the German slipped through. I'm sorry. But like, seasonal, festivity, holiday kind of thing sounds so cool. There's so many things that you could do for that. And like, hypothetically, if you go for Halloween, for example, you can have a different model for each Halloween, hypothetically. Like, each year a new model. Because by god, like, you could be so many different costumes. Which is wild. Like, Halloween is a reason for, no matter which VTuber sort species you are, you can always be anything else on Halloween, because you can say, oh, this is my Halloween costume. Christmas elf Ellie. That would, oh my god, that's a great idea. Oh, hey. This is, I'm gonna take notes. Hold on, I need to take notes real quick. A Christmas elf Ellie would be very funny, but also hilarious. Funny and hilarious is the same thing. Very cute, but also very hilarious, because, you know, demon and stuff. Art supplies. I could have a paintbrush on my head. Hold on. Steampunk Christmas elf Ellie for Christmas. But yeah, like, imagine a demon as Christmas elf. Just imagine. That would be super funny. I'm loving these ideas. Holy hell. I'm gonna work on that. Don't worry. I'm gonna totally work on that. Also on the art supplies thing, maybe. Like an art model. Depending on how well the rigging goes for me, like... As you guys might know, I don't know how many of you know that, but after drawing this model, I will try and learn with the free version of Live 2D Cubism how to rig a model. Which means, if this works out, then I will have endless possibilities. I will have absolutely endless possibilities. Thus far, I'm not doing my own rigging. I was too afraid of Live 2D Cubism, and it also didn't like my Procreate file, my Procreate PSD file, but I have found a mistake that I can change, and hopefully with changing that mistake I can do it with the free version and rig my, like, this Ellie in Wonderland model kind of thing. That would be really cool, because if that works, then I know I can rig models without buying this like yearly or monthly subscription for rigging, because it's expensive. And then there's endless possibilities. But this model is rigged by my lovely rig mama, Leslie Yuki, and I love her. She has done such a good job, and she makes these really jiggly eyes and overall very jiggly physics, and I love that so much. So yeah. Rigging is a thing that I don't have on my portfolio yet. I do a lot of stuff, a lot of crazy stuff. People are very surprised when they talk about things and I'm like, oh, I do that too! Oh, and that, and that! They're like, okay, Ellie, do you do is there anything that you don't do, kind of? So people are usually very, very concerned about how much things I do, how many things I do. But rigging is one of the things I'm not doing yet. I want to get into it so badly though, because it's so cool. Oh? I mean, I still have a karaoke that's been waiting for 1 to 2 years now that I have to do, but that karaoke is a fun thing. It's not an actual singing as sort of like a concert thing. But if I ever want to get into singing, I'm gonna come to you. Just you watch your back. Just gonna drink some more because my voice is not willing to completely live today. So I'm gonna drink in between. So whenever my face looks weird, I'm probably drinking if I'm quiet in that moment. Okay, let's get back to checkers and make them bigger again, just so we can like add them around, kind of. Good night, brave one. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a good sleep. Very nice chatting with you as well. Okay, let's go back to checkers. Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger so that I can kind of make it look more fabric-y and not straight up just checkers, like a checkerboard. More soft. I don't know. I don't know what to actually call this, but yeah. I'm making it bigger and then I'm using the liquify tool and the deformer and stuff to make it look more like an actual skirt. There's so many lines that I need to take care of on my... It's so confusing! This is the one problem that you have with Live 2D models. It is very confusing to take care of, like, which part goes where and which line is which way. I'm high now. Jesus. Okay, this fits. So we go in with the white. The white parts in between, and then we can make it fit and add onto any edges we might have created, and then we have the next checkered skirt. And there's not much else to do. I'm having some hiccups now, and I don't know if I like that or not. I should make another, like, Halloween model this year, kind of. I know that I made one in the first year of streaming. I had, like, a pumpkin dress and cat ears. Because I thought that was funny, and it was the one thing that was, like, quick to do in VRide Studio. But I should do something more fancy this year. I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of more fancy yet. But more fancy sounds good. And then Halloween, like, entire month of the entire month of October, it will be worn again. That's what I wanted to say. No. Distort, and then make this more look like this. have this fit here still, kind of. And then use this fancy liquify thing to make it look more fabric-y. It looks more fabric-y. That's all I needed. So now we can erase all the X's, everything that's not needed anymore, and ta-da! Once we're done with that, we have the second checkered skirt. And then we're gonna go to rendering. And once the rendering is done, we can go to the next part. Yay! We're getting somewhere. We're making progress. It's this line that I need to go. Oh, this was too much. I'm gonna need the dark background again, just so that I know where white is and where isn't. Yeah, thank you. We're doing great. We're doing great on line arts and colors and filling in the gaps. I mean, we've worked on this for an hour now, so an hour for line art, chatting, and colors kind of fits the time frame that I've had for the last model, like for the one you're currently looking at. If you shall be interested in seeing what this looks like in time-lapse and just one canvas, because I have learned ever since I made this model that you're currently looking at, I have a time-lapse video somewhere. I don't have a lot of videos on this channel. I have a lot of like live stream stuff on the live stream part of the YouTube channel page thing, I don't know. But if you're interested in seeing the speed paint of this model, this beauty you are looking at right now that I'm really proud of, then you can like scroll through the few videos that I do have, because there is the time-lapse somewhere. And it's kind of funny because in between there's just parts that disappear. And it's very funny because you can just make the head disappear and then there's the eyes on the hair, which looks hilarious. It took a lot of time though. I think I have 12 hours or something on the canvas of the model. I think, I'm not sure though. A lot of time, that's for sure. VTuber models take a lot of time. I realized why the prices are so high for the drawing aspect, at least, because I did the drawing. And I'm probably gonna realize why the prices are so high for rigging once I start rigging for myself. But if I should ever offer art, like VTuber model art, I will start at lower prices, because I'm not a huge person. I'm a small artist, I'm a baby artist, and I haven't drawn a lot of VTuber models yet. So I would have the prices at like 100 to 200 euros. No, dollars, I do it with American dollars. 100 to $200 for model art, depending on how complex. And I guess if someone were to offer to want a half body model, I'd go for 100. Oh god. I'm gonna turn down the music volume a bit just so that you guys can hear me still. Because I tend to get a bit quieter sometimes. So just to be sure, just to make sure that you guys can hear me, I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. I hope it's better now. I hope it's better. But yeah, if you are currently listening, I'm self-advertising. I don't really know how to advertise. I'm bad at advertising. But if you are currently listening and you are interested in becoming one of these fancy 2D anime girls, because I'm not really good with boys yet, I have to do practice for boys before I offer anything boy like model boy related. I can do drawings of boys, like full body. It's gonna get critical, but I'm still gonna be able to get through it. But like, let's go for the other way around. Reference sheets and VTuber models will probably not be available for male characters for the time being, if I ever stop them. Because I'm not good with drawing boys yet. I still have to learn that. So I'm sorry to all the boys out there. But if you're listening and you want a more female-bodied male, or like, I don't know, I can draw a guy that looks very feminine. Because it just make like the torso kind of like the chest. I don't know, it looks weird. It looks very feminine. But yeah, if you're listening and you are interested, you can check out my Ko-fi. And once VTuber models actually become a thing on there for commissions, they're gonna be very cheap. Between $100 and $200 per model. If you have a very simple model and you want full body, I'll give it to you for $100 to $150. And if it's complex, it'll be $200. And if you want a half body model, it'll be $100 to $150 depending on complexity. Yeah. Okay, enough me being cringe about self-advertisement, because I'm not good at that. Okay, I don't have any colors for the corset yet, which you can see if I click on this. I do not know what color to make the corset. I'm thinking now to make it the cards, kind of, or themed like the cards, but that would mean it would be white, and this part would be red. I think that would be fine. I just don't think this red looks good. I think I'm gonna draw it in with this red for now, but I think I'm gonna need a lighter red. Like, less bright. Less dark and bright. This is the red that I use for my eyes. This is Ellie Boo's eye red. But on this blue it looks very strong. I think too strong. I don't want it to look this strong. So I'm probably gonna have to change this color. Yeah. Let's go for the white underneath. Just to be sure that we know what this all looks like if it's composed together. Yeah, this is too dark, the red. I need it to be lighter, I think. We'll try it out. Yeah, this is more like the card red. It sounds very crazy. I can't even really picture it in my head because it's so much. Because there's so many like ways this could be put together and composed. I'm trying to picture it in my head a bit. I mean, I can always think about it. Like, you could always text me about your ideas because I have a custom commission thing open right now for things that aren't listed, but there's things that aren't listed that I'm still willing to do. You know, like for example, I could do overlays hypothetically. I'm thinking of actually opening proper overlay commissions, but I don't really trust my overlay beliefs that much. However, also hello and welcome Jason, I haven't seen you before today. However, you can always like text me like, yo, I like your commissions. I have this as an idea. You don't have it listed, but would you be willing to draw this? And then I can think about it, you know? I can think about it and then we can talk about pricing depending on what I think, how long I will take and stuff. And what my gut feeling tells me is a good pricing. And then we can like go from that, and then the custom commission slot, it starts at I think $1, and then you'll just pay as much as as we said you would pay, you know. Yeah, it's kind of wild. So if you're currently interested in getting a VTuber model that might be a bit wonky and will need a lot of talking between your rigger, or you if you are the rigger, and your artist, aka me, you can still text me and be like, yo, I like your VTuber model. Can I have one that's like yours? And we can talk about it and stuff, and talk about your ideas and what I can do and stuff, and yeah. Yeah, that's what I can offer. So, I've said this earlier, but my Twitter DMs are always open, which means you can always just hop in and talk to me randomly about anything. Just please don't just come in with a hi. Anything but just a hi. Because just a hi is a very much bot answer / text, and I'm not really interested in talking to the bots that want to scam me out of my money. Yeah. But overall, I have open Twitter DMs for questions, for chats, for anything. Pretty much anything. Yeah. Do I use this as the gold? I think I will. You can also chat on Ko-fi, I think, so if you don't have Twitter, you can always text me on the Ko-fi as well. Because for payment, you will have to have a Ko-fi at this point in time. Because I don't have a VGen yet. I want to get a VGen, but for that I will have to get a VGen code, and that's actually really hard. I realized that a couple of weeks ago. I realized it before when one of my friends was looking to get one, but holy moly. VGen codes are really hard to get. So, yeah. And I have to see about the VGen code. How long I'm gonna stay on Ko-fi commissions. One day I'll have a VGen though. One day. Do I make the clock's hands also gold, yellow, goldish? Or do I make them just black or gray? I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest. Do I do that? I'm gonna have to try it out. It's fine. Trial and error is how we go. That's how a lot of my art stuff goes. A lot of me doing art is just trial and error and trying 5 different colors. I'm gonna leave this yellow for now, and then I will go for the number... What do you call that? I know the German name, but I don't know the English name right now. This. And then I will just erase these out, to be honest. Okay, no, I will just draw them on here. And I'll go for a dark gray for the numbers. And then I will try out the hands. And depending on the color of the hands, I will also color the button thing that's holding the hands in this one in the middle. I'm gonna depend the color of that thing on the color of the hands of the clock. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna drink something again, because I hope you don't hear the shaking too much, but I have chocolate milk, and I have to shake it before I drink it because it stands around too much otherwise, and then the chocolate is not gonna be at the bottom in the end. A lot of the chocolate will be at the bottom, so I hope the shaking isn't too loud. I put the bottle away from me as far as I can for shaking it, but I'm trying. Alright, I'm back. I'm back from looking very weird. Okay, I know that the second clock hand is red a lot of the time. So let's make that one red. That is too dark a red. I need to make it the light one as well. Yeah, that looks better. And then let's try making these. Actually, I think I'm gonna go for this lighter gray. I think the lighter gray will look good. Because then it doesn't color, like, it doesn't combine too much into the, like, actual time numbers. But it also doesn't clash with the outer part of the clock. So it's gonna be a good color. A good color. It's such a struggle if you're not native English, because then your English will be a mix of American and British and every English that is out there. Which is exhausting. Okay, we have the clock. Also, I'm gonna rename it to pocket watch, because it's a pocket watch, not a grandpa clock. I was just thinking of it as a grandpa watch. Because it's a grandpa thing to wear. I mean, it's not, because I like them as well, and I have, I think, 5 of them. And I'm not a grandpa. But still. It's a very gentleman grandpa feeling. I don't know. Do you guys own any pocket watches? Anyone out there who owns weird and old stuff like that? Like a pocket watch or a typewriter? Because I do. I should have put a typewriter in my room, actually, like the room drawing background thing that we have for talking. Should have put a typewriter in there. You can always add it in, but still. Key 1. Do I make them both gold? I kind of do. I'll make them both gold. Just so that, like, I guess the accessories that we have on the chain are all the same. And because I associate these, like, golden accessories a lot with Alice in Wonderland. And that is still the theme we are going for. So I think that's great. Okay. There we go. Now we have just 2 things left, and that are the arms, which means... Okay, it's her right, so it's the left. It's my left and her right, which means this arm. And I'm gonna do the background darker so that I know where there are holes that I need to fix. And we can just color it in. Oh, I know these things! The stuff before, like, calculators. I didn't know the name of them. But it's where you have these, like, kind of pearls on them, and then you can put the pearls to the left or to the right, depending on how you want to do it. And then you can just add them on, and every row of pearls is like, oh, this is a 1. And, like, on the top row, for example, each pearl means 1. And on the second row, each pearl means 10, and on the third, each means 100. I know these things. I think we had this when I was in elementary school. I'm not sure, but I feel like I've had these in elementary school. For, like, doing the math problems without the fingers. Is there anything else really old that I have? Am I? Oh. I'm a bit stupid. Plus, English isn't my first language. to my defense, for my defense? In my defense. In my defense. In my defense, English isn't my first language. Okay, okay. That's that, and... Oh! Okay, okay. I've never heard of this thing before. I've never seen this before. But that looks wild. Okay. Okay, then I don't feel as dumb anymore. But that looks wild. Very complicated, I'm gonna be honest. Although, I guess a calculator isn't really basic and not complicated either. Like, there's so many different... If it's not just a calculator with like plus, minus, divide, and multiply. If it's a calculator with like pi and... I don't know what the English word is for that, and this E thing, and all that weird stuff. I think then the calculator isn't really easy as well. But yeah. Complicated things. Am I right or am I right? I am right. Ah, gods. Okay. I've learned something new today. I've learned something new today. I think I'm gonna turn off the skirt just to make sure that the skin isn't gonna get out of hand, out of the arm lines. Okay, well that's like kind of cool. Like, you get to know something that not everybody knows, and you know how to use it. And if you should ever be in a situation, there's always the chance. It's probably 1 in a billion or a trillion, but there's always the chance that you will land in a situation where you have to do some math. You can't do it in your head, but there's no calculator. But you will have a slide rule. And then you will be there and you're like, oh, I'm gonna save the day because I know how to use this thing, because my teacher, my really old teacher that was in the Navy in the 1950s, he taught me how to use this thing. And then no one's gonna believe you until you actually like get this thing through, and everyone's like, oh, he's a genius. Oops, that's the wrong one. The skirt. So that we can properly draw this arm. College level math got you. Nice. Zombie apocalypse. Actually, we need to continue playing Plants vs. Zombies 2 at one point. There's so much I want to do, but so little time. So very little time. Oops. I'm just gonna focus on drawing for the first bits because I want to get better at drawing. And drawing is a very huge gaming is a passion of mine as well, okay? We don't have to talk about that. It is a passion of mine. I mean, I do basically nothing else every day. I game and I draw. Sometimes I read. Yeah. Sometimes I am sewing, but most of the time I draw, I watch things, and I game. Play stupid games. Or I stream. But yeah, I want to focus more on drawing, because with drawing I can make a very good career, hypothetically. Okay, we did all the colors, ladies and gentlemen. We have all the colors down. And if you look at this in the top right corner, top left corner, sorry about that. this is kind of the stuff that we did now in color. I mean, I can change the background color back. This is what we did. Yay! Progress so far. 1.5 hours of drawing. This is where you end up at. I think the checkered part, if you compare it to the sketch, in the sketch I didn't do any like moving or warping. I think in this part that we've drawn this far, it looks a lot more like fabric and an actual skirt, so I'm really proud of that. Because, yeah. I want it to look more like a skirt and less like, I don't know, a finish line that's printed on the street. So I'm glad that this worked so far. Good. Next part is the rendering process. Which means we are gonna put shadows in there, and then we are gonna put light and highlights in there, and then we're gonna color the line art because that's my art style. I mean, it's kind of, it collaborates if you look at the model and my hand asset. This, no, not this hand asset. The hand asset is stuck, I think. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. And this hand asset, because that's because the hand asset was drawn before I decided that coloring the line art was part of my art style now. So we need to render all the pieces, give them shadows and highlights. And once we've done that, we're gonna color the line art, and then we have the first thing finished. We're doing it, guys. We're making good progress here. So I'm gonna need the shadows, and I'm gonna take a big brush. And then we're gonna go to her left arm and not her right. Her left, not my left. And just give her a shadow. And the shadow that I'm doing here, you might think, Ellie, where is the light coming from that you have this shadow? I do this shadow because this shadow on these sides of the arms combined with a lighter color in the middle. If I now take the Gaussian blur and I just blur this, you get a round effect. Now the arm looks like an arm, like a more 3D-ish arm than a just paper arm. That's why I do this. But I guess it was a bit much, because... Oh, this is a bit much blur. It's a bit much shadow, but I think that's kind of the charm of my model art, because if you look at this real quick, my arms have a ton of shadow, especially here on my shoulders. So I think that's kind of the charm of my art. My legs also have a ton of shadow, kind of. But yeah, I think this is just me and how I draw, I'm afraid. However, there's this thing that's called more layers, so we can give a bit more highlight and make the shadow look a bit less dark. Kind of. If you look at that, I think it looks better now. Like we can compare this, okay? Compare it. Does it look more like an arm? I think it does. Now, this part of the arm doesn't need to move separately. Like the shadows of the arm and the arm itself does not have to move separately. So we're gonna move these together, and then we're gonna color the line art. And for coloring the line art, I take a color that's darker than the darkest shadow that we've used on this. So we're just gonna color in the line art, which is a really quick process in this case. And then our first arm is done because we merged these together, and arm L is done. I'm just gonna have to rename this. And then it's finished. Ta-da! Now we could do the same thing here. I'm just gonna start with the line art this time. I know it's not what I usually do, but because I have the color in already and I need the same color for it, I'm just gonna do it and it's done. it's over. This part is finished. One thing less to worry about. Now we need the shadow back, and we go on thick, and we do 2 lines, and then we go on this light color, and we do the highlight, and we just do this. And then we do more highlight, a bit smaller, more highlight here. And then just blur it again until we think it looks kind of pretty. And then we merge them together and we have the right arm. Ta-da! 2 arms are finished! I'm so good. I'm a genius. Okay, let's move on to the keys. The keys are this yellow shade here. They are the yellow shade that I have on my yellow accessories actually. Like my hair clips or the yellow band that is on top of my blouse or my buttons and all that stuff. That's the same yellow. They have this yellow, and which key do we have first? Okay, we have this key first. I'm gonna go for darker yellow. That looks kind of weird here, but it's fine. Trust the process. And I'm just gonna do all around the edges. Because a key is also round. And then I go in for a lighter color and just add that in here. And blur it. And now this looks not good, right? But it's fine because I'm just gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna add in some more parts of this yellow back again. And then the light yellow. And because this is a key, and key is metal, hypothetically I should shade this differently. Because my shading looks very soft. Like everything is a pillow. If you look at my model, for example, right now, that's moving, me moving, look at me. I look very soft and plushy, kind of. And a key is metal, so metal is not supposed to look completely soft. But that's my art style. And how I tend to fix this like metal parts situation that's going on is by adding in these white highlights more, kind of. And then I turn down the opacity of that. And that's kind of it. I do a bit of blur because I don't like the way they look completely without blur. But I suck at drawing metal and this looks really weird right now. So I'm gonna do it a bit more and you can basically not see it anymore, but the effect is still there. It doesn't look like metal, I'm aware. But it's more highlights, and the white highlights I believe are very important if something is metally, because it gives off more of this shine part. Kind of, I don't know. I don't think it makes any sense what I'm currently talking about. Anyway. Let's make the line art colored and then move on to the other key. Choop, choop. And I'm gonna name this key L. And I'm gonna do this right away. Just so that it's done. And if I name this layer key R right now, I can merge all of this stuff down, and because this is the bottom layer of merging the stuff down, it will take the same name as the bottom layer. Which means I don't have to type key R in the end again. I just name my bottom layer key R and then everything's good, everything is fine. I'm gonna use the smaller brush this time around because it's more delicate. The other key was also delicate, but this one has like more delicate teeth. I think you call them teeth. I think you call a key's extra stuff teeth. But same story, shading, then shading with the lighter tones. And the original color. And then the white again in the end. Oops. Chup, chup. And we have the keys dangling about. Hey. Which means we go on to the pocket watch. Now for the pocket watch, I want the chain that's on the corset. Because this is still gonna be me, right? This is still gonna be the Ellie Boo you currently see and hear. So I want the chains on the corset that we have like this here. Like we have these chains, similar, very similar. So I want these to be gray as well. So, oops. I'm gonna be making these chains right here that go into the grandpa clock thing, which I actually just realized this part needs to disappear from this layer, but we still need it because if the clock moves, you will need to have this part. So if I turn this off now, you see this part. So if I move the clock somewhere else, this part that's hidden behind the clock right now, it's still gonna be seen. However, I think it makes more sense if I do this part a bit longer. Like make this part longer, make it more like sort of this part. Because this way I can have the clock move around this entire part without any problems. Which means I'm gonna go back here to this part of the chain and just erase those parts. Yeah, that looks good. And then I can turn this opacity back up and then it's fixed. This is the magic. Okay, now I want the chain to be this color. It's gonna be very simple, just one color. Very easy. So we just merge these and we name this the chain back. And this the chain front. Easy peasy pumpkin pie. Okay, before I go for the line out of the clock, I'm gonna name this layer clock. And then I'm gonna just start with the colors. I'm starting with rendering first this time around, because I will have multiple shadows and therefore multiple colors on this one line art that will be needed to fill in the line art, kind of. So I'm just gonna shade for starters, and then we'll move on to the line art once the shading is done. I'm kind of proud of the clock, I'm gonna be honest, because the clock, I think, reminds me a lot of the White Rabbit. So I'm proud of this clock. Very much proud. Voice is dying a bit again. Also, I'm excited to see how far we will come once we hit the 2-hour mark. If we'll be finished with like the shading, I don't think we will. Although 15 minutes is a long time, but I'm interested. We can like finish an entire first part out of I think 4 or 5 in 15 minutes. I mean, obviously we all know that this is the easiest part right now. Still, I'd be interested to know if we can make it in 2 hours. Kind of. Not completely 2 hours. We all know it's not completely 2 hours, but almost 2 hours. This looks like a good clock. Since we finished the golden parts of the clock, I'm gonna go here and go over here first to get this color because it's the same shade of yellow, and then just do the line art for these parts of the clock first, because then the first part is done and we have to worry about less later on. Yeah. It's just a simplicity thing, I don't know. I don't really have a proper reason why I do things the way I do, it's just personal preference, I guess. Also, disclaimer, after 2 hours, but disclaimer, this is in no way a tutorial because I myself don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I'll probably know more than anyone that's never drawn a VTuber model before or ever heard of one. But this is not a tutorial. Yeah, disclaimer might have been a little late, but oops. I'm going with the flow, so you can put this on to see if you're trying to make a VTuber model. You can put this on to see if you struggle at the same edges that I do. But I'm by no means someone you should look for tutorials. Look at for tutorials. Because I'm no mastered VTuber mama or anything. So don't. Just don't. Okay, these are the clock parts, and I will leave their line art in black because there's no such thing that is darker than black, and because we use this really dark gray for the color, there's nothing that's darker than black. Like, black is the one thing that fits the best. There we go. Oops. Now this might get a little hard, but it's fine because we can just do it this way. With a lasso tool, we can get over the problems of having multiple colors on one layer. Which is fine. It works really well. We just turn it off and turn it back on to make sure that the red doesn't get anything. Because we don't need any gray on the red. We don't need gray shading on the red color. We just don't need that. I'm also doing very simple shading on these because they're not gonna be seen a lot. Plus they're very small, so there's not much room for fancy shading anyway. Which means we don't really have any real room for proper shading and fun shading. I mean, there's no such thing as proper shading. However you shade, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be good. Okay, now just the white is left, and we can merge these down because there's nothing else to change on the color. So I'm gonna look up what this thing is called. I can't live with myself not knowing this. Like, genuinely, I can't. No. I need to know now. This was the wrong way. Alright, let's see. Dial. That sounds so boring. The German word is so much more fancy. Okay, let's color the dial though. Let's color it. Now we just blur. And we have a fancy looking clock. Which means we can put all of these together. And then this is our pocket watch folder. Now, you might be wondering why I did not do these together, but I explained it before. I don't know if I explained it good, but we have chain front and chain back because if the clock, it's at itself. If we take the clock and move it downwards now, we can move it down to here. So up until here, we can move the clock and make it move in this radius, kind of like in this ratio. We can move the clock without the back chain disappearing or the clock going just through the chain, you know? So we can move it in almost the entirety of this chain thing, which makes it very fancy to look at the movement. You won't really see much of it, but we can move it without having any problems of like suddenly the chain that the clock is on disappearing and it not making any sense, you know? Let's get to the corset, guys. We're gonna start with the red things, and I want them to look a bit shiny because there's this fancy thing. I don't know what it's called, I'm gonna be honest in English. I barely know the German word for it. Or I think the German one is Schreiband. Bias tape. I forgot the name real quick. I watch a lot of cosplay making videos from one cosplayer. Bias tape. There's this fancy thing that sewers know that's called bias tape. And bias tape, I mean, you can get it in just cotton, which makes it bland, kind of, and just look like basic fabric. Like, for example, like your... I forgot the name. Just like your t-shirt, like your average t-shirt or anything. I mean, your average t-shirt usually isn't 100% cotton, but it's like this more matte and fabric look. And then there's velvet, or more similar to velvet bias tape. And that velvet bias tape, or velvety bias tape, is more shiny, because velvet is shiny. Which means I want this to be a bit more shiny, because the velvet bias tape looks more fancy than your average cotton bias tape. So the mission is to get this to look fancy and not forget to put the drawing assist on. Which means we're gonna do this again, because I need the drawing assist, otherwise I'm not gonna come very far. Okay, now for the shinier part. And I don't really know how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna fuck around and find out. But usually you get things shiny by using white or lighter colors. And just adding them as highlights, I guess. This looks kind of weird though. Yeah, this looks good. Nice and clean. Very fancy. Now, let's shade this part. And then we've only got the line art left. And because this is one part, we can put that all together. Everything, which makes living a lot more easy. Now, we have two sides. As you guys can see here, we have two sides. Like two colors that fit together. And you're like, okay, but Ellie, what color do I make the inner edge now? And that's entirely up to you, kind of. You can decide if you would like the inner edge to be fitting to the white or if you would like it to be fitting to the red. It kind of depends on what you want to... I mean, it depends on what you want to do. And if you want to do it like clothing accurate, sort of, then I guess you will have to like think about what that red strip is. Since I chose for it to be bias tape, I'm saying I make both edges red because the bias tape wraps around the white fabric. This is a lot of tactical thinking for suing people. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so in my case it wraps around the fabric, and therefore if I look at it in a fabric way, the red is on top of the white, which means, in my head means, both lines will be red. If you say the red is just a strip that you've drawn on, and you say these are on one layer kind of, nothing is on top of each other for you, you can say you will make the inner line white. But honestly, just do what you think is right. Do what you think looks better, and I'm going with the red-red combo for this because I think it looks good. So let's continue to the checkered skirt. This is gonna get complicated for shading. I'm gonna be honest real quick. This is gonna be a more complicated thing for shading, okay? I hope you understand me because we will have two colors here. I'm gonna have to think about how I want to do this properly. And I don't know how I want to do this properly. Because I don't want to keep switching colors for shading every... like, I don't know. Every 5 centimeters, I don't know how much one of these checker boxes is. But I don't want to switch my shading every checker box, because that looks weird in the end as well, because I blur it, because that's my shading. So what we can do, hypothetically, is take the darker color from this and use this for shading. And then we say, okay, this part's gonna be shaded. It's gonna be dark. This is shadow. There's gonna be shadow here. Gonna turn off the arm real quick so that I can see something. Why is there holes? There's holes in my drawing! No. It usually means holes in here. So, we need to fix some holes, ladies and gents. Fixing holes. Okay, that's one hole less to worry about. okay, looks okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna have to turn off the shading after this to see if this looks good still. Because if this looks weird after the fixing dots, holes, whatever, then I'm gonna have to fix the fixing so that it doesn't look weird. Because I want it to look good. This is white. And I failed on the shading. Okay, here's some holes. The rest looks good. So if I turn off the shading now real quick. None of these lines look kind of weird, so it's all good. We are fine. And we haven't finished at the 2-hour mark, but it's okay. We're doing our best here, and that is fine. We're also not under any time pressure, so it's fine anyway. And I have to drink something again. And my nose is starting to get itchy, and I don't like that, because if my nose starts to get itchy, that means I have to itch it the entire time, and that's annoying. So I hope it stops. Okay. Jesus. Alright. Shading back on. Then we continue with the shading process. Okay. And then we go for white as the lighter color, because it's the lightest thing that's gonna make highlights on the light gray colors. Because if you draw, keep this in your mind, okay? If you ever start drawing, or if you are drawing, this is more for actual, like, digital drawing. You never ever use white as your base color. Unless you're drawing the eye highlights, because you usually don't shade your eye highlights. But never ever use white as a base color. What I do is I use this very slightly blue thing, like the value is E4, E6, E5. Can't see it, oh you can. Because I don't use complete white, because if you use complete white, you can't put highlights on it. And yeah. Only use complete white if you're not going to highlight this area. Because if you use complete white, there's nothing to highlight it with. Look, there we have it. A good shading. I'm gonna turn the opacity down, because it's gonna look a bit weird otherwise. But there's shading. I'm gonna keep it that way actually and turn the arm back on, because I think it looks good enough. Therefore, we can merge this down and we can go do the line art. Now, for this case, I'm gonna use a gray that is a bit darker than the gray shadings on the lighter parts. And the dark parts are gonna stay black, because there's, once again, nothing more dark. And I'm gonna turn the arm off again, because I need to see the line art, which I forgot. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is working. Ta-da! This is our first racing skirt. This could, you know, if this wasn't so Alice in Wonderland themed, then this could be a racing alley. I want the ruffles to be able to move on their own. But the ruffles are attached to the skirt, so if they move on their own without the skirt, there might be holes because I did make the skirt like larger than the ruffles. So I'm gonna have to attach them and just move them weirdly. I'm just gonna chip on in, or is she? There she is. Chip on in here. Okay, I put the ruffles, these white ruffles here. They are on the same thing as the skirt. They're all on one layer. Same part as this dark brown skirt. Ruffles and skirt are on one layer. You can see it here. It's one layer. So I guess I'm gonna do it the same way. Yeah, this is by the way how the layer sort thing. Wait, I'm gonna come back down. This is how the layer sort thing looks for this model, like for me, the me you're currently looking at. And everything looks pretty simple, 1 to 2 things, except for like these 3. Because the eye needs a ton of things. And this, you have this times 2, and then the face needs a ton of things as well. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to here. Also, this is the smallest part, as you might have noticed. So, this shows us just how much time you put into a VTuber model, because we're at 2 hours and we have done not the entire skirt yet. Which means a lot, because this shows just how much work it is. So, more appreciation to model artists out there. Please and thank you. Because model artists do their best and they are very hardworking, and we love model artists. And I want to be a model artist, so I put out a lot of respect for model artists. Also, if you are interested in getting art of any character, it doesn't have to be your own original character, you know. Artists that do commissions do art of pretty much any character, as long as it's not AI, for most artists at least. Yeah, but if you should be interested in getting art but you don't have money to request art, there is multiple artists on Twitter that do giveaways every now and then. I am one of those. I do a lot of giveaways because I want to give chances to people that don't have the money for commissioning artists all the time. And I want to like get more reach for myself so that people who want to commission me or who want to commission artists can find me. Hey. But also because I want to just give a chance to people that don't have the same chance that we do, you know? Well, no. The privileged people that can buy themselves art have. And I forgot that the ruffles don't have this inner line art. So I have to do this a bit different now. This is a problem if you don't know what your layers did with you. Because now I have to go over the layer line art while it is combined with the colors, because I don't want to do the entire shading again of the ruffles. Had I noticed this earlier, I wouldn't have done the mistake. I could have just gone back and unmerged it, but I don't want to do the entire shading again. But this is a kind of easy fixable mistake, it's fine. Just gonna make the line art a bit bigger at some points, but yeah, nobody cares. Okay. Line art is fixed. This line art is also done, I think. It looks good. So we can combine all of this. And now we have first side of the skirt. First skirt side thingy. Yay! So time for the other, oops, the other checkered skirt. Woohoo! I still have the shading colors, so we can just use them again on the skirt. And we might have to do some hole filling again, because there's gonna be some holes thanks to the filling options from Procreate, I think. I think that's the problem. Because the way Procreate fills in their gaps. But we'll see how bad the filling problem is while drawing, so we're drawing! And this time around I'm gonna take care of the lineup because I know now. I know this time I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. I shouldn't make shadows for the keys, I just noticed, because the keys are gonna move a lot. I mean, the corset isn't really moving, if you see this. The corset isn't really moving separately from the skirt. It's moving with the skirt, because it's on the skirt, you know? So the corset shadow is kind of okay, but the keys are gonna be moving around like the potion bottle that you see here. This potion bottle, if I move, it's kind of swooshing around, same as the chains, so I shouldn't make a shadow for the keys. The same way I didn't do a shadow for the pocket watch. Pocket watch didn't get a shadow, so I'm not. The keys aren't getting a shadow. Also, I'm coming back. I'm coming back down. Don't worry. Okay, back to making the shadows. Gonna have to turn the arm off again, just so that I can make a good line here. Okay, this looks a lot better. Looking at the whole problem, just a bit here. And then here, which is also white, which is fine because the white edges can be really hard sometimes. Okay, that means we're gonna go to the highlight color, which was complete white. And we're gonna draw in some highlights, just some dilly-dallying. This is how I draw highlights. This is my highlights, hi! And then just gonna swoosh it again and turn the opacity down a tad bit, that it looks not as weird. And then we have the shading, which means we can merge these together and we can just give this a clipping mask, so we can put the line art coloring down, on, whatever. Whatever you want to say to that. And then we can go to the ruffles, and once we have the ruffles, I think we only have the blue skirt left to do. Which means we're almost done with the first part. Out of, I don't know, 5 or 6, I don't remember. It's a couple parts though. And this is the smallest part, by far. So buckle in, we've still got a lot to do. I don't know, maybe this will give people more appreciation for artists as well, because they see just how much time and effort goes into this model creation thing. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, that's the first part of the skirt, so let's head to the ruffles. And I'm so excited because this means we're almost done. This means we can do the next part in a couple minutes. And that makes me very hyped. Very, very hyped. I'm gonna start with this weird outline thing that I do. I'm so scared. I've seen, like, I fell into the hole of watching a lot of, oh my god, this artist used AI, this artist traced and stuff, videos of an artist talking about these things that happen and that people got exposed of on Twitter. Because she's super entertaining to watch, and I don't know. It's very fun to watch her, I think it's her VODs cut together to a video, I'm not sure though. Maybe it's just her VODs, I don't know. But it's really fun watching these, and I've grown self-conscious if my art progress is gonna be accused of AI one day, because you don't know, this shading doesn't make sense, you know? This shading isn't something a normal artist would shade like, because there is no source of light that's coming from anywhere there. So it doesn't make sense. But it feels right to me to shade this way. I'm so scared to be accused of AI or tracing, I don't know. And it's stupid because I know I draw it myself. I stream my art progress. Holy hell. Like, it hypothetically doesn't make sense for me to be scared. But I still am. Even though it doesn't make sense. And, yeah. Very stupid, probably. Okay. Last part for this side is the line art. And then we can put these all together and we have the checkered skirt. Oops, it's the left one. I haven't named this one. This is the right one. Great! Now we just have the blue skirt left. Which means we are almost done. Yeah, there's so much art drama. I mean, you know, some people are basically literally just asking for it because there's a lot of people out there that obviously like take someone else's design or chase art. But then there's these cases, or people that obviously use AI art to scam people. But then there's these like cases where it's not completely clear if it is like actually tracing or if it isn't. And it's hard. Which is why I'm sort of kind of very scared of being accused of tracing or AI or anything. Because I have a weird art progress. Because I have these things that, like shading that sometimes doesn't make sense because it's not according to my light source, but because it feels right to me, I just do it that way. Oops. But technically I have no right to be scared because I can prove I'm not. Because look at this right now. I'm drawing on stream. So, hypothetically, it's just super stupid for me to be scared. I still am. It doesn't really make sense. One thing that I'm more scared about is apparently, I didn't know this, but she said, like the lady said, yo, there's I don't trust Procreate. What's it called? Time lapses. She doesn't trust Procreate time lapses because there's a feature in Procreate that you can put in private images, which means you only see the image if you're in, like, if it was in here. Apparently I could make like this image private, for example. If I insert an image here, I can make it private. And then you will not see it in the time-lapse video. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing, that it existed. But apparently it does, which is wild. So that's gonna be interesting going forward. Now that I know that, I'm aware of it existing. I don't know how it works. I could Google it, but I don't really want to. But it's a wild thing, so I just hope that my Procreate using as is still gonna be okay. But I think I will. Also, hey ho Sour Chums! Welcome! I'm sorry, Captain Sour Chums. I'm sorry. I forgot the captain. But hi, Sour, welcome. Yeah, that's the bad things. Like, I mean, I think heavily referencing is still okay to some degree, as long as you like credit the artist properly and stuff. Like, oh, I heavily referenced this artist, but other stuff, yeah. Tracing is really bad. We all know that. AI is really bad. We all know that. Tracing over AI is also really bad. And heavily referencing it's very critical. Like, I have used mostly just one reference, but I have learned that apparently I shall use more than one reference from here on out. So I will try my best to use more references if I like go for poses and stuff. I will try to use multiple references and not just one, so that it doesn't look too close to another artist's work. Yeah. We finished the first part, guys. Also, I remember Sour. If someone pops in my chat or in my Twitter DMs or in my Twitter notifications at all that has won a raffle, I am pretty sure I will know that they've won a raffle before. Also, I had so much fun writing your lore, I will never forget writing this lore. The pirate story was very fun. Okay. For funsies, I'm gonna go in here and see if 4 hours, guys. 4 hours. Apparently. I think it also counts the sketch phase, which means this phase here, I think this was 2 hours as well. Yeah, this was almost 2 hours. So we've been almost 2 hours at this tiny strip of the model. Oh yeah, that's true. I saw that as well. I mean, sure, they have a similar color scheme, but honestly, a lot of people have white-haired VTubers, and purple is just a color that a lot of people like. So there's just so many colors out there, it's hard to, you know, have a different model than everyone. If you have the same base thing and a simpler model, so yeah. Sometimes people go too far. You know, there's two things that I can compare here. This case with like the white purple elf, which I think wasn't completely traced or like taken the idea, just not completely copied. What was a very bad thing and very obviously stolen art plus personality was the small Lola incident. Because, I mean, yes, she didn't steal the entirety of the color scheme, but silhouette and then the accent, that if you start to not just adjust your VTuber model, but also the way you talk or create content and stuff, then that's definitely too bad. I'm so glad you're so happy with the story. I had so much fun writing it. I couldn't stop writing. This is why it is so long. Because I just had so much fun and so many ideas on how to write this and stuff. So I'm glad you enjoy it so much. Very happy to hear that. Yeah. I mean, you know, you could always talk your way out if a model looks similar to some aspect, but the second you start to change anything else to be just remotely close, like if you change the way you talk, it gets a lot more sus suddenly. So she was very sus, to say the least. Okay, for this we're gonna put all the sketch layers together. We're gonna take this and duplicate it, put it up here. To have one in full opacity and then one in low opacity for... Wait, I don't need the color in low opacity, I just need this in low opacity to color. Which means I can take this one out. And then I need to insert these. That's really funny, Sarah. Oh my god. Like, something good has come out of the drama. I started to draw a clownfish model because of the drama. And, well, a clownfish character design. Okay, let me just, hold on. I'm gonna turn this off for a second and I can show you guys. Because I will reveal too much else. Here you go. So I made this. I started to design her. She's gonna be an adopt probably one day once I finish her. She's gonna be an adopt, a clownfish adopt, because I like clownfish. They're really fancy, and I wanted to do a sea VTuber or sea character design. Because of the small Lola Shy Lily drama. A lot of things came out of that drama, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, let's move on. Let's move on. There we go. Honestly, I can see myself there. But the thing is, I don't have to rebrand hypothetically. Because my model is frozen. Because my model is frozen. There we go. But hypothetically, I don't have to rebrand from me being me. Because I can always be an author. And I mean, you know, I don't have to have the steampunk aspect all the time. Because steampunk is, I mean, it is where I've lived like most of my life lore-wise, but still, I don't have to. And since I'm a demon, I can use my powers. Like, since I'm baseline is I'm a demon, and I got kicked out of hell because I didn't do my duties because I was too nice to do them and too wrapped up in my creativity and my world, my own thought-up world. So I got kicked out of hell into the steampunk world, and I changed my appearance. So this is the appearance I chose when I got kicked into the steampunk world, so that people wouldn't recognize I was a demon, because I got told horror stories about humans down in hell. And hypothetically, I can just use my powers again to either change into my usual demon form or change into anything else. So I've kind of done the shape-shifting way, but different. Which means I can do so many cool designs that I'm thinking of and stuff. And oh, it's gonna be so much fun. I know someone, a VTuber. They currently have like a design contest open. I've joined already, and I have 2 more ideas that I still have to get down. And they can change their design a lot because they're a shapeshifter, which is also such a good idea. Because if you have anything, any reason, I forgot to turn the other arm back on, I just saw. If you have any reason why you can like just have your design change at any moment to anything random, then you have unlimited ideas. Which is so cool, because there's so many cool designs and stuff out there. I can hypothetically just take any add-up, change the color scheme, and bam! New Ellie Boo. I saw that because before your time as Captain Sour Chomps, when you still had the rebranding thing on there, you had the same name as the character that you named Mother in your lore writing info. But I think that's a great idea, because this way, you know, your old OC is still integrated kind of in the story, and you are also integrated, you know? You don't have a complete different personality, you're just continuing the story, sort of. So, you know, Mother disappeared, and because, I don't know, she's too old, I guess, and therefore you now have the child, which makes so much sense, and I love it. I love the story so much. And, like, I can only love the story so much because your ideas are so great. I have to, like, find the correct size here right now, by the way. That's what I'm struggling with. The correct size for it to fit on here. So that I can continue the shading without it looking very wonky. Which is gonna be hard. Because they are not all the same size. Oh fuck. So this needs to go here, hypothetically. Which means I'm just gonna put it here, turn the opacity up. Yeah. You did what you always wanted to do. Which is super cool. Like, it is what you gotta do, you know? Always be what you wanna do. Be... Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It does really, but... Be who you wanna be and do what you wanna do, as long as it doesn't hurt any other people, obviously. You're not gonna go around and hurt people, thank you. That's true. And it's so cool with, like, you know, a pirate that's on the ship, but also in the water, because the pirate is half shark. It's just so good. It's amazing. I love it so much. It doesn't really fit completely. This is gonna be hard to puzzle together, I just realized, and I don't want to do it anymore. This puzzle thing is gonna kill me, that's for sure. How many layers do I have on this canvas? 126. Yeah, that's why I made so many, because I wanted to have a lot of layers. I forgot. I just hope it's gonna work out well in the end. Because I'm afraid that it won't, and that scares me. I am currently drawing something along the lines of Ellie Boo VTuber model that I'm gonna try and rig myself because I want to learn how to rig. And this is like the sketch that you see in the top left corner, the sketch of the outfit, and we are doing layer separation and all that stuff. That's super exhausting. And because Procreate has this thing where the higher resolution your canvas is, the less layers you get. I split this into like 5 parts, so I have more layers, so it doesn't look as wonky as this one does with a lot of pixelated lines, because if I just close in a bit, you can start to count pixels in my hair. You can start to count the pixels of my line art, which is why I wanted to do it this way, because I saw this trick somewhere. And I just wanted to try it out with this trick. So we're here working on Ellie in Wonderland outfit, kind of. Because I'm a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. And I think it's cool to have an Alice in Wonderland themed outfit. And also because I saw this really pretty dress on Pinterest. So, wait, let me search it down. I saw this really pretty dress on Pinterest. And it's Alice in Wonderland themed, kind of, so yeah. We're making Ellie in Wonderland. I need to buy that dress, but it's over. I can't buy it anymore. If I find that anywhere to buy, I'm going to buy that dress instantly. Just so you guys know. I am buying that dress. I need that dress. If I ever find it anywhere, I'm buying this dress. Let's start with the arms again. I need this on top though. I absolutely should. I look so gorgeous in this dress, I think. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance, okay? I could either look super gorgeous in this dress and love it, or I could hate my life. But I think I would love it. I hope I would. I think I had her right first. I don't remember. Did I have her right first? I'm gonna check. Okay, I had her left first. For the arm at least. Actually, kind of it doesn't matter. Because I'm gonna combine everything together later on my PC. So it doesn't matter. You're right. 100% success rate for being pretty. I'm just gonna be a pretty princess. I'd really love to get that dress, but I found like the links and stuff when I was doing more research in the last stream. And I'm just gonna type something on my PC, don't mind me. And the problem is that it was like a limited action kind of thing until I think it was the beginning of June. So I can't get it anymore. Which makes me so sad, because I loved it so much. It was also hella expensive, it was like 130 euros. But you could still put it in your cart and buy it, so I'm not sure if it's actually sold out. Like, okay, the deadline for reservations was July 10th. But I don't know if you can still buy it. If you can, I really want to buy it. Oh, great. It's 200. I forgot it was 200 euros. I found it again. I did some research on my PC real quick. Oh, the custom make would be so much more expensive again. Or I make it myself. If I find the fabric, I can make it myself. Hypothetically. Hypothetically, I could make it myself. Right? Right. Hypothetically, I could make it myself. But first I have to make my lovely dovely cosplay. That's more important. Because the cosplay needs to be done in November. Oh, this dress is so pretty. Just imagine going to school in that dress. Oh, people would look at me and be like, oh. I'm planning to go to a con. I go to this con every year. I think I started going to this con in 2019. And I've been going to this con every year since then. And it's the Comic Con in Stuttgart. So Germany, obviously. Because I'm from Germany. And I don't have the time to fly around in different countries to go to conventions in different countries, sadly. But I'm gonna be at the Comic-Con in Stuttgart. Which means good old me is gonna be at the convention, run around as Hatsune Miku, but not just any Hatsune Miku, the Snow Hatsune Miku from 2019 Princess Edition. Because I hate myself. No, not because I hate myself, kind of because I hate myself. Because I hate myself because I'm gonna make it myself. Which is exhausting, because it's a lot to do. But also because I love myself, because I want to be a princess. In a very pretty dress. Oh, you used to live in another land. I thought you still did, because your bio said that you speak... I forgot the name. Fuck. Dutch. Because you speak Dutch. I think it's Dutch. If it isn't Dutch, I'm stupid. Because you speak Dutch and English. I believe that's what your bio said. Also, yes. It's a goddess, Miku. And I've spent so much money on her figurine, like the big figurine, then the Nendoroid figurine, and the fabrics for the cosplay. But it's all gonna be worth it in the end. I hope, at least. If it's not gonna be worth it in the end, I'm gonna cry. But this far, it's looking pretty good. This far, it's looking like I'm gonna be a pretty princess. And I hope it stays that way. Okay, we have good lineup. Kind of good lineup. So, because I don't want the arm to move separately from the sleeve, because that would be too complicated to rig for a first-time rigger. Yeah. That means I don't have to make the arm that separate from the rest, like from the sleeves. Yeah. Arms not separate from the sleeves. Which means no overlaps, which means we're gonna make it easy peasy pumpkin peasy. Yeah. You're favored. Well, I mean, if you're at least happy where you live nowadays, that's so good. Hi, Pastridas. Been a good hot minute, right? Disappeared for a couple weeks again. But I was sick. I had an excuse. I was sick and I was on a trip. But I haven't had Dead by Daylight open since I think last year or something. So I didn't even know they have a 2v2 mode. 2v8 mode. Sorry, I'm stupid. It's not even installed anymore. The game is not installed. I have almost 18 hours in the game, and the last time I played it was on October 23rd, 2022. Oops. Oh, voila. Thank you, Adobe. It's so sad you don't have friends. That's the suckiest thing ever. Like, ugh. It's annoying. And the cosplay thing is kind of sad as well. I hope there's gonna be cons where, like, somewhere near you. You know, that you can go to a con, because cons are so cool. I mean, for my part, I can't really go to any cons either, because I don't want to drive through the entirety of Germany to go to a con. Especially because most of them are on a weekend, and the weeks before and after that I have to go to school. But like, oh, I want to go to more cons. I want to go to more conventions and meet more people, and I don't know. It's really sad. Start your own conventions. I believe in you, Sour. You're gonna start your own convention and it's gonna be really big. I mean, surely there's gonna be other people out there that like it when your model doesn't freeze. Ah, there we go. That like want to go to cons as well. Surely. You're gonna make the greatest one of them all. Maybe that one day I will appear on that con. That's far, isn't it? Like from the Netherlands to there? Like Netherlands? Damn. Am I stupid? That's far, isn't it? Okay, it is far. Damn. I feel so bad for you. Why is my model freezing the entire time? Come on, VTuber Studio, please. Pretty please. Thank you. 8 hours is so long though. Like, poor you. I feel so bad. If you need online friends, I'm always here. I'm always here to talk to you. Always will be. Half Dutch noise. I shouldn't get any games anytime soon because I've bought way too many games in the past. Well, not even the past year. I've bought way too many games ever since 2024 started. I can't buy another game. I have too many unplayed games. And I'm not allowing myself to buy a lot more games before I haven't finished at least one of my current games. I don't buy the noob games, okay? I'm playing Lies of P right now in my boredom times, okay? That's not a noob game. It's actually like super hard. I failed the boss that you had to defeat before the title of the game rolled. I failed that like 5 times or 10. I don't just play short games. You're a liar. I don't just play short games. I play Skyrim, not as much right now, but like I play Skyrim, I play Lies of P, which is a long game. I play Genshin, not as much anymore. I play Wuthering Waves. I've played Elder Scrolls Online, but I have to get that account back because I used to play that back in the day on my dad's PC, and I want to get my account on my PC. So I can play Elder Scrolls Online again. I was like a 10 to 12-year-old girl, and I was fighting every other person on that game, and my mom was like, "No, don't let her play that game. She's not 16 yet." But my dad was like, "No, it's gonna be fine. It's not that bad. It's just because it's online." So therefore I have played Skyrim when I was like 10 or something. Not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online. I might have just leaked my age, kind of. I don't know when Elder Scrolls Online was released. I hope I haven't leaked my age too much. I kind of... Oops. Was I 10? I don't remember how old I was. I've had a lot of fun playing Elder Scrolls Online, but it's been a long time since I've played it. So I don't know how it is nowadays. Sour, you are whatever mixed match you want to be. If you say that's a mixed match of these people and you're half... Oh god, I don't even want to try to say that name. Okay, so I'm gonna just let it be. Half Dutch and half island. Then I believe that you are half Dutch and half island. Don't listen to Pastor Naz, he's a history nerd. You're an island girl. I suck at pronouncing some things though. And I feel like that's one thing I suck at pronouncing, so I'm not even gonna try. Because I have problems with some English words. So I'm just gonna leave it up to the pros. I mean, I struggle with murder. Because it sounds weird when I say it. It doesn't sound right. But hypothetically it is right. It's an S. Not a C or a K. Okay. That is the variety of names, you know. First K, then S. Okay. I'm still not gonna say it. I don't want to say it. I don't trust myself. I don't trust my abilities to say the name correctly. I'm not gonna say it. Oops. Nose is super itchy. I'll save myself the struggle. Thank you, Sour. I want to see you draw. I mean, you can draw hypothetically, just draw anything. Start your own. Start. I don't know if you draw a lot, but like start a drawing session, stream series. Like start streaming and just start drawing and like learn how to draw again, I guess, if you haven't drawn in years. Make it a series. Pastorinas. Starting to draw again. But that's this thing. Oh god, I forgot what the site is called. But there's a website. Where you can like draw multiple people on one canvas. I was thinking of maybe doing that one day. With viewers, so we have one huge canvas and then viewers can draw in it and I can draw in it and stuff. I just don't remember how the site is called. Hold on. No coloring? Not yet. Coloring will be once the rest is done. Because I'm lazy. I'm just gonna take this. And I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, this fits. It's fine. You've drawn some very interesting things. Very gory things. I used to draw Pikachu a lot back in the day. Like, oops. In the good old drawing classes, art class, there we go. In art class, I used to draw Pikachu a ton because I was in Pokemon phase and I drew a ton of Pikachus and Gengar and yeah. She is so talented. A real looking dragon head is, that's really hard. Props to her. Props to her. Okay. Next on the hierarchy is the corset, hypothetically. Well, no, it's the chains and stuff, but I'm gonna go for corset first, because I want to draw the corset. Oops. I need black. Corset. And then we name this corset. Well, actually we don't. It doesn't matter. We named this corset because it's gonna be the bottom layer. Corset. There we go. I was able to name so many Pokemon at one point, but then I got out of my Pokemon phase and into... I don't know which phase was next, but I went from one phase to another and now I can't name that many Pokemon anymore. Oh god, the 3D letters. Oh no. It's fine, you know, not everyone needs to be able to draw. May I ask who drew like the references then that I got for your story writing? Because they look really good. Yeah, I forgot. I don't remember anymore, sadly. My brain forgot to make space for remembering other things. Like, for example, in my Danganronpa phase. In my good old Danganronpa phase, I remembered every person's death, why they died or their execution's name, and my English isn't Englishing. the order in which they died and who survived and such. I remembered those things, and I lost some Pokemon knowledge in that time, and then I lost even more when I was trying to remember all the VTubers from agencies. Anatomy is so hard. I can totally see why you drew over Pinterest image references for the anatomy. Like, I personally, I still do a lot of art studies where I will take pictures because I am very Miku obsessed, and I think figures are a great way for me to like learn how to draw poses and anatomy and stuff. I do art studies with Miku poses, Miku figures all the time. That's true. I also really like to use these things that Ebus Paint has. Hold on. Let me show you. Because Ebus Paint has this cool feature. I don't do it as much anymore, but Ebus Paint has this thing here, these images, where they have tracing sketches for buildings, partial things, and then whole bodies and chibis. And especially in the beginning of my VTubing career, I use these a lot for my like for thumbnails and such. There's somewhere in there's one here, like this one. I used this one, and instead of the umbrella, I put a pen in the hand, and that's a drawing thing I did for my thumbnail. I use them sometimes still, but I need this. This is like very, very helpful. So I also, nowhere it states that you have to like credit them and you can trace over them because it's called tracing sketches, so I use them a lot. I still use them sometimes, I'm gonna be honest here. I still use them sometimes. Oh, oops. Yeah, you know, the thing is, Pastrinas, these are tracing sketches with just a head and no hair, so that you can like put the hair of the character that you want to draw on top of that head without having to struggle. That's the idea behind that thing. Kind of. That's why there is no hair. I'm my own character. Oh, I don't really. Yeah, those are the only ones I know. There's no one else that's bald, I think. Well, not that I know of, anyway. Hey. Jesus. I haven't really watched a lot of, Avatar. I think I watched it a lot when I was younger, but I don't really remember so much. And I've never seen Bakugan, so I don't really know both of them. I don't really have anything to say about either of them. Oops. Oopsie doodles. Okay, now I'm gonna turn on a... Fuck, I can't turn on a different drawing guide. Because if I turn on a different drawing guide, then I won't be able to draw symmetrical anymore. on both sides at the same time. But I need a guide for good spacing. Which means I'm gonna just take a random color and I'm gonna take this brush. These are way too small. Yeah, this looks good. So that I have good spacing in the corset for the grommets. Nah, it's all good. I don't really want to watch it. I'm not that interested in watching it. It's fine. I can't. I take ages for drawing because good things take their time. I make speed paints, but you know, that's about it. If you want to see me draw faster, then you'll have to look at my speed paints. Welcome back, Sour. Come back. Oh, I only have space for one more. Great. Then I'm gonna duplicate this one and just pull it down here. There we go. Now this is mostly evenly spaced, so it's fine. Can turn this off and it's very evenly spaced. This is what I needed. Have fun being evil, Pastrinas. Good luck, I guess, in killing even more people. I don't know. How do I draw this now? That's kind of funny. I hope she's doing good at work though. I hope she's doing fine. Okay. I'm not sure how to draw this entire thing with the lacing missing. I don't know if it's called lacing. With this part. I don't like end. I still don't like the end. Too thin. This is better. Oops. I'm okay, I stopped being frozen. I was reading and I realized that I was frozen. You'll be able to make it one day. You're gonna learn. Like, I know from experience at my job. It takes a bit to learn, especially if there's a ton of different roles It takes a while to learn, but you'll get it eventually. I mean, I've been at this job for 2 years now, and I still don't know everything. Because some things change from every week, so sometimes it takes a while, but you're gonna learn. It's gonna be fine. You're doing great. It's gonna be fine. You're doing good. It's getting more and more wonky by the second, if you haven't noticed. I kind of suck at drawing long, good-looking lines. But the rest is looking fancy. Oh god. Okay. It's one more. And I'm frozen again. Lives of drawing. The problem is if I do this here, right? If I do this, then it looks weird. Because it's supposed to be like a string. Or, you know, imagine it as a string of yarn. And a string of yarn isn't straight as fuck. Because a string of yarn is gonna be wonky, so I can't just do a straight line, which is so annoying. Because it would be so much easier to just hold and have it be a straight ass line. Okay. But we're done with the corset lacing, binding, or whatever you call it. And once again, we have the Ellie Boo vibes because I have the same thing here. Same lacing, binding, or whatever you call it. I don't know. Same thing. Hehe. Yeah, absolutely. Line art is the biggest pain in the ass, and once line art is done, everything is good. Coloring is very chill, very relaxing, and then, yeah, well, the rendering, it depends on what part you gotta render. Some parts are very exhausting to render, but some are very good, very fine. Okay, so since we have this part now, we're gonna have an itchy nose, because my nose does not like me. And then we are going to do this chain thingy. I'm sensing a small problem, which I hope will be solved once I put the PSD files back together. I hope it will be solved. Yeah, I mean, I've been through a lot of processes with rendering, but I think the blur phase has been there for a long time for me. Let me see if I have older drawings on here. Or what the oldest drawing is that I have on here. I mean, we have this one. But you can already see I was a fan of the more blurry shadow. I always liked the blurry shadow, I think. This also looks very weird because I did not know how to draw the dress that I had properly. At least old models, am I right? There it is. Okay, I haven't transferred all of my old drawings over here, so I can't actually show anything. I don't have my old drawings on this tablet iPad. I have it on the school iPad, like the older ones, but I can... Let me see. I have old drawings on my phone as well. It's just wild. I have old drawings, and the old drawings are wild. I'm giving up. I don't want to search anymore. I'd rather continue drawing while I still can. While I'm not completely dead. Okay. So, yeah, next step is the chains. But the chains... We're not going to do the chains yet. I kind of want the checkers back that we had. I shouldn't have deleted them yet. Because I think one more could have fit down here. Oh well, it would have been down here, so it's better this way. It just looks kind of empty now. So maybe I'll take this part and move it down a bit. So that it doesn't look as empty anymore. If I turn off the sketch... Yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine. So I'm going to turn the sketch back on, and then I'm gonna turn the drawing assist off and just delete this. I'm just gonna do this in changing patterns. So that in always changing patterns I will have the lines on top. So this time it's gonna be this one. And this time it's gonna be this one. Ta-da! There we go. Pretty enough. Now I need to add like these things that I added in, so I'm gonna turn this back on. And I'm gonna add the cart accessories or whatever you wanna call it. I don't want to duplicate it because it's gonna fuck it up if I duplicate it and then move it and stuff. So I'm just gonna have to hope for okay-ish looking ellipses. Or I'm just gonna hold. And then Procreate is gonna fuck me. There we go. It's gonna fuck me more than I thought it would, but it's fine. It's okay, I can work with this. I'm frozen again. Because, I don't know, VTube Studio likes to freeze on me sometimes. A lot of times, apparently. Okay. Now I just need to get a good combining part in here that doesn't look too unnatural. And then kind of like this. This is way too long, but this is too short, so it goes. It's gonna go more like this. And this is too long. I'm gonna make this a bit shorter. No, it's too short. This is fine. It doesn't have to look perfect. It's fine. Nope, this sucks. Honestly, this is fine. This is kind of what it looks like on the cards as well, I think. I don't remember exactly, but I don't want to Google it because I'm lazy. If I turn off the sketch, does this look okay? And like the card symbols, it does, kind of. So, we're good. We're fine. It's okay. I think I'm gonna call that a day after this line art. I'm dying. And I'm getting hungry. A bit. So, line art it is. And after line art we gonna call it a day. Yeah. Do I need to draw the blouse underneath the corset? I kind of don't. Because if you look at me, the blouse isn't really moving out of the corset, is it? It's just the boobs moving under the blouse. If I juggle too much, you can see that the button is just disappearing. Which is kind of stupid. But it's fine. Also, thank you. Thank you, Sour. Thank you. Yeah. I tucked it in and I glued it in with gaffer. It's a good old gaffer tape. But the corset is all done now, hypothetically. So above the corset goes the chains. Which means we're gonna make a new group named Chain. Did I have them in left and right, or did I have them as one? I'm gonna call it as chains overall because they're gonna be in the same layer. But did I make them separate? Okay, chains are not separate, which works, apparently, because they move. It's fine. So, chains are one layer. I need to finish the keys on this thing. So, I also need to finish the chain that holds the pocket watch in. So, I can name this accessories and have everything accessory related in here. So, chains at the very top. Because the chains are at the very top. Yeah. So let's start with the chains and just do them with drawing assist because I'm lazy. Gonna be pulled down a bit more on the left side because a pocket watch, especially that size, is heavier than keys, which means I'm gonna have to deform them separately later on, but it's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's good. It's great. So, there we go, chains. Now I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna go for a warp and I'm gonna have to warp this down even more. Okay, this isn't really okay. I'm gonna just take this part and I'm gonna warp. So that it's down further because a pocket watch is more heavy. It's heavier. So we have the chains. Yay! So next up, let's make the pocket watch chain, which is here, which continues this way, then just goes up. And we have the pocket watch chain, which is great. It's good, it's great, it's amazing. And I need the keychains and the keys. Although the keys are very well matched up, which means I'm just gonna finish drawing the keys so they don't need to be further down, which means we make the keys as one now. Yeah. Oops. If I take this though, I can move this around hypothetically because it doesn't actually matter. Okay, so keys. So we have the key that is left. The key that is left. And then we have the key that is right. There we go. So let's finish this line art up. Won't we? Yeah, okay, just like this, and then like this, and then we'll have a bow kind of thing, and there's a circle, and then we'll have another bow kind of thing, and then one last bow kind of thing. Then we have this top part, which is where the chains go in. Yeah. For this, however, I'm gonna make the chains separately. Key, chain, L. Oops. Keychain L, because the back part of the keychain right here that is gonna be missing, or right here, depending on how I draw the chain, is gonna need to be there if the key needs to move. Same thing that we had with the pocket watch earlier. Which means this part is gonna be missing, and I'm gonna make it a bit more. I'm gonna make it this entire half, and put it behind here and name it keychain back L. Because same story as before, later we can just move this around without any problems, which is great because that means more movement without any problems. I also have this here on my potion bottle. You can kind of see the cut if I zoom in even more. I can't zoom in even any more than this, but you can kind of see a cut on the potion bottle thing, which is how this thing works with moving and stuff. I'm so glad that I have a model that I can try and connect the dots with on how I have to draw things. I'm so glad that I have this. More movement than what you see right now with my head being stuck all the time. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna call this keychain R. And then keychain back R. So this is gonna be this part, and this is just gonna be this entire front part. Easy! easy, does it? Yeah. That's good, that's great. So, what else do we need? Underneath this entire accessory stuff and the corset, we have the skirts. So let's do the blue skirt first, because the blue skirt's gonna be easier. But I need the blue skirts layer for that. Just the blue skirts layer, and I need to add it on top of this thing so that I know where it goes, so that I can draw the blue skirts lines. Blue skirt. So I need to go in here and take these off. Just these two, because I need to know with what else to line this up as well. Then we're gonna save it, and then we can turn these back on. And then we go back in here, and we put it in here. And then I just have to edit it to fit. To line it up with like these edges. Oops. What the hell? Sometimes I hate Procreate. Sometimes Procreate does things that I don't want it to do. So I need to line it up with this and then make... While it's lined up with this top line, I need it to make this end fit. But not just the end, hypothetically. Hypothetically, I need to make everything fit, which doesn't work if this shit is rotated. 0. Thank you. It's not really working well. It really be like that. Procreate is wild. But it's not really working well, if we haven't noticed yet. It is super hard to line this up again properly. Like, oh my god. Help. Please. Someone. I need to think of a good way to do this now. This struggle is really real. It's bad. I lined it up at the arms before, so maybe I should try the arms before again. Not before, I should try the arms again. Should I try the arms again? I'm gonna try the arms again. Because hypothetically they should work. Hypothetically speaking, the arms should work. Hi Cosmo, welcome, welcome. Hey ho and hello. This is almost the same size, so... Okay, we matched it up. Arm-wise. Okay, we haven't. It's a bit too big now. God! Okay, but this is mostly fitting, so I'm just gonna go with it this way, I guess. I don't know. This is so hard. Oh god. I should have thought more clearly about this. This is a huge pain. This is a very huge pain. I want to give up because there's just so much liner to do. Because we need to do the ruffles and the skirt. Like we need to do both of these skirts. We need to do the blue skirt. And then we need to do the blouse. Well, it's not that much anymore. But the boobs need to be separate if I want boob jiggle. That is so complicated. I'm giving up. I'm giving up for today. I'm giving up. I just made myself taller on accident. I'm giving up. I'm giving up, guys. It's been fun, but I can't do this anymore. I've been at this for too long. I can't draw anymore. Not a VTuber model anyway. After food, I will probably continue drawing the giveaway prices. Probably. No promises, but I will do my best. Yeah. We'll see. We'll also see how long I stay awake today. That's a whole different story. And we'll see when we will stream the next time. Maybe it's gonna be before Monday because I have a lot more time on my hands right now. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Horenji. Yeah. Where could I hypothetically put a typewriter? I could put it like on the desk or like on that shelf behind the desk. Hi Joe, welcome. Also Jason, very sweet, thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, but like, I need to add a typewriter. Like, actually I need to add a typewriter because we've had that now and I need a typewriter. So I'm gonna add a typewriter somewhere in this room. I don't know where yet. We'll see about that, right? Anyhow. On the desk? Okay. I'm gonna see. Gonna see when I find time because I'm gonna prioritize the giveaway prices. Because they've been waiting for a while since I got sick shortly after drawing the winners. And I feel really bad. But I'm gonna call it a day and get some good food and then continue to work on the giveaway prices for now. Yeah. Thank you for hopping by. We did a ton of drawing today. It's been like almost 4 hours. I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of new people, so hello and welcome to the new people. Thank you everybody for dropping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever the hell time zone you are in. I'm gonna get some rest, and I'll see you all the next time. I hope. Bye bye! Oh god, wait. I'm not prepared. Bye bye! Have a good day.